there. Thank you for joining us for this presentation today. My name is Ali Blaisdell. I am the owner and founder of Pure Transcendence Healing. We're a healing practice in Hampton Falls, New Hampshire by the seacoast. And today I'm going to be offering a presentation on reconnecting with your inner child through a guided hypnosis. So we'll just wait a few moments for people to start joining. All right, so once again, my name is Ali Blaisdell, and I am the owner and founder of Pure Transcendence Healing. I am a master transpersonal hypnotherapist, a Reiki master, an energy healer, and a spiritual mentor. And I have a master's degree in transpersonal psychology, which has allowed me to blend my passion and interest for the spiritual and mystical with a grounded psychology background that allows me to support my clients with both aspects of the qualities that come from the Eastern traditions and Western traditions. And so today I'm going to be offering a hypnosis journey to reconnect you with your inner child. So just give me one moment and I'm going to share my screen. Here we are. Reconnect with your inner child, the child within. And through this process today, you will gain some valuable tools on being able to, one, understand what hypnotherapy offers us to our wellness journey. And you'll also be able to walk away with feeling a little bit more connected to that inner part within yourself. So again, a little bit about me, my background. I began a spiritual journey following my father as he started awakening from a whitewater rafting accident. He got a concussion and then started to develop psychic abilities. And so as I was growing up watching him start to develop these abilities, I got really curious as to the modalities he was using to enhance his own gifts. So that led me to my own spiritual awakening and journey where I sought out different practitioners and mentors at a very early age. I was about 14 years old. I'm still young, I'm 31, but this connection at a young age allowed me to start to not only heal my inner child, but also to connect with that higher power and recognize that there's such deep beauty in our inner connection with ourselves. And so, long story short, about 4 years ago, I decided to open my practice after going through my master's program, where I found hypnotherapy and this modality. And I knew right then and there, as I was training, that this was what I was going to do for the rest of my life, just because it weaved together all of my passions for wellness and supporting my own healing journey, but also helping others. And mainly, as I was growing up, I noticed, being the highly sensitive individual that I am, I was trying to kind of keep the peace within family relationships and things like that. So this natural sort of therapeutic aspect within me, now I can put it to use as I support my clients with this modality. So I want to take a moment to set this intention of why it's important to connect with our inner child. So our inner child is this part of us that is innocent, creative, curious, wonderful, and just has this understanding of the spiritual natures of life. Right? We come into this beautiful life as a soul or bright light, shining, ready to begin this journey in Earth School. And life has its way of bringing us to certain lessons, whether that's through traumatic experiences, having, to grow up really early, different things that happen in life that tend to kind of dull the light within us or make us feel like, we've got those core wounds or stories of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and so on and so forth. So why I love working with the inner child is to really have this moment of reconnecting with that light within us again. Some refer to this as our higher selves. Inner child is another sort of aspect of looking at that light as well. So maybe this session today caught your interest and eye because you want this feeling of being reconnected to that creative light within you. Maybe you want to feel some enhanced joy, some emotional balance, some safety. Maybe you want to feel some more inner peace. Maybe you're looking for clarity. So these are some of the ways that inner child healing, and specifically through hypnotherapy, can support our wellness and healing journey. So I'm going to go to this next slide, and we're going to look at what I call Hypnotherapy 101. So this word hypnosis, I understand it to be a very charged word in the sense of the misconceptions that come with it. So naturally, when people hear hypnosis, they think of mind control, they think of someone making them do something that they don't want to do. Maybe it's considered evil, or in some religious context, from the devil. As spiritual beings, because you're in this group and in this session, I feel confident that you have a grounded understanding of what our own spiritual connection is in this way, as we all kind of are recovering from our conditioning and things like that. So Hypnotherapy 101. So hypnotherapy is a collaborative, safe process that empowers us to access our own inner resources for healing and growth. So what hypnosis is, it's a natural state of focused attention and heightened suggestibility, which just means we're able to believe good things about ourselves. Right? My job as a hypnotherapist is to help support the encouragement of those deeper truths that we know, but are covered and fogged up by our past conditions and our experiences. So in our own truth and connecting to that, we know that we are of a higher power, we are divine beings, we are light. And so using hypnosis supports us in really beginning to remember that beauty within us. So it's also often described as a deeply relaxed or trance-like state where we're able to really have this opportunity to go within, to bypass the critical thinking mind, where our doubts and our logic and all our sort of biased thinking is held. We're able to really go into that right brain and be and access our own creativity. Using hypnotherapy helps us address emotional, behavioral, or psychological challenges. So it's a really beautiful modality to support our overall well-being as we do some deeper healing, to help us reconnect with maybe some of those blockages of, why we can't access joy or, move through stages of grief as quickly or as easily as we'd like to. Many people know of hypnotherapy supporting us in accessing the subconscious mind. So this subconscious mind is sort of like this space where everything is held, right? All of our experiences, memories, emotions, everything is held in the subconscious space. And our conscious mind is the one that we're using to do our daily tasks and think and be logical. But most of the time we've been taught that our conscious mind is running the show and our subconscious is in the background, where they work in tandem, they work together. So whatever the conscious mind is giving the subconscious mind, good or bad, the subconscious mind just replenishes and reinforces that thought process. So being able to tap into this part of us where unresolved patterns, memories, and beliefs are stored, we can begin to create new beliefs or resolve these patterns, access memories. Memories work more along the lines of emotion than they do like actual factual pictured snapshots. So this is sort of another misconception where when we're tapping into the memories, it's allowing us to reframe and be creative and solve the problem. It also helps us to facilitate deep relaxation and focused awareness. So hypnosis is just focused attention and awareness paired together, nothing more than that, nothing less. And when we're able to do that, both of the hemispheres of the mind are working together to allow us to really gain that sense of awareness of ourselves. We're working with ourselves, not against ourselves. And another aspect of hypnosis is that people often will use this tool to help reframe limiting beliefs. So if I have this core wound and belief that I'm not good enough because of perhaps for my experience, childlike responsibilities, and I was bullied as a young girl. So these core limiting beliefs that I carried forward was, I'm not safe in my body because my body was picked at and made fun of. I'm not good enough because nothing that I did or said or did, was frankly good enough for my peers. Which from doing healing, right, we come to strengthen that part of ourselves because, of course, we've always been good enough. And so these are some of the ways that hypnosis can help us. It is a form of guided meditation. It feels very similar to guided meditation. There's some discrepancies and differences, and we typically will access a deeper level of relaxation. Meditation takes us into another brain wave length, but hypnosis takes us into the theta realm. So what hypnosis is not, I covered this a little bit earlier, but it's not mind control. You remain fully aware and in control at all times. You're always in control of your own experience. Sleep, it's not sleep, it's the space where you're in between. So we're not quite sleeping, we're not quite fully awake. We're in this really beautiful theta sweet spot. And you naturally go into this state when you're transitioning from sleep to wake or wake to sleep. When you're driving, you can access the hypnotherapy space. When you're watching a movie, when you're reading a book, all of these things that take us into that flow space are considered the hypnotic or hypnagogic space. Another thing that hypnosis is not, it's not a quick fix. It's a process that requires intention and participation. So very much like anything that we do, let's say the physical therapy, in order for us to find the relief that we're looking for, we need to take the resources and tools that are provided to us and we need to use them, right? If I'm not stretching and doing my exercises that I was prescribed from the physical therapist, I may not get the relief that I'm hoping and wanting. So anything that we're doing that is along the healing journey requires our active participation. Hypnotherapy allows us to access these parts of us so that it feels easier and more fun and playful to heal because we're in a really beautiful sweet spot within ourselves where it's relaxed, where we're calm, where we're safe. So we're able to really access these parts and move through some of these blockages or emotional, behavioral, or psychological challenges. It is also not a way to make you do something against your own values or beliefs. So all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. The person that is doing the hypnosis is merely just the facilitator and holding that space. You're the one that is choosing to let yourself follow the process and use the tool. So there's nothing that can be planted in the subconscious. Everything is still in your control and chosen choice as you move through the process itself. And in no way, shape, or form is it a replacement for medical care or psychological treatment. As a hypnotherapist, I, in my practice, am like a coach. I am not a licensed mental health practitioner. I work alongside therapists, so using these tools to help people that are already in therapy to move through their own healing. And the traditional therapy and hypnotherapy work beautifully together, paired well, as the healing process and growth is occurring within each client. All right. So now I'll just take a moment to look at my beautiful face. This is my inner child. I think I was about, we'll say maybe 1.5, maybe. And as you can see, I've got cake all over my face. I think it was probably a birthday of mine. And the cake is all smushed over my face, my nose, there's some on my forehead. Maybe I did that, or maybe someone else. It's all over my hands. It's all over my beautiful outfit there, which my mom's probably not too pleased about. Maybe she is, because she knows, right? This is the aspect of the mothering to the child and the child's ability to just be a child, right? Messy, playful. And so the inner child is this tender feeling part of us that simply just remembers joy, play, creativity, curiosity, and love at its purest form, right? So yes, we know that throughout life, the experiences that we have as children vary in different households, different life experiences. But we all have this core light of that part of us that remembers joy, that remembers play, that remembers creativity, curiosity, and love. So regardless of whatever the upbringing was, we have this light within us. It's inherent. It's a birthright. This is what makes this type of work so beautiful, because we're tuning into something that is so pure, so divine, so untouched, so unbelievably lovable. And regardless of how the upbringing was, with our healing journey, we have the agency and the freedom and the chosen right to begin to bring this part of us back. If they were lost, forgotten, or just simply remembering that part of who we are as divine spiritual beings. Now, who wouldn't want a lot more joy, playfulness, freedom, or the capacity or the permission to just be, right? When we think of what a child deserves, they deserve just that, just to be authentically and inherently themselves. So this is what today is all about. Being able to just reconnect to that pure part of you. Now, when we go through this journey in just a moment, we may notice different emotions that may come up within the inner child. Maybe we'll tune into the needs of that child. Now, as we're going through this journey, remember, it is our inherent birthright that we have access to this joy, play, creativity, curiosity, and love. And wonder. I should add wonder in. And so if the inner child may feel frightened or fearful or uncomfortable or unsafe or unsettled, there's an opportunity for you to bring some of that light in. So as we go through this journey, I will prompt with some suggestions on how to tend to this part of us. And when you notice that, you can simply just remember that light and know that you also have access to it. That's the beauty of being in our inner self. It's accessible. So if your inner child is feeling any emotions that may need to be looked at, we'll look at them with curiosity. Right? If he or she is feeling fearful, we're going to offer them some reassurance that they're okay now. All right? This is your birthright to heal, to feel joy again, and to feel like you can simply just be your messy little beautiful childlike self. Because the reality is that you're still the inner child. Just because we're adults doesn't mean that, yes, we have more responsibilities, but we deserve to feel creative and joyful and playful and silly and authentic, right? So I want to start moving into the experience of this guided hypnosis. Remember, it may feel very similar to guided meditation, and that's the beauty of this. All of these modalities start to blend together, and that inner experience is called forth for many different practices and modalities and angles. But what's most important is for us to go beyond that critical thinking mind, to just kind of be in that space of peace, calmness, relaxation. So why don't we take a few moments to find a settlement, taking some time to make a space where you feel most comfortable. We'll give you a couple minutes to find that space. Maybe you dim your lights a little bit in your space. Maybe you find a blanket and a cozy nook where you can lay down. And taking a moment to get nice and comfortable. All right. Once you're nice and comfortable, I invite you to begin to close your eyes. So beginning to close your eyes. And taking a few moments to just notice that experience of what it's like to just let the eyes close. Maybe you feel a warmth bathing down over the eyelids. Maybe there's a soft and subtle fluttering there. And it takes you absolutely no effort at all to allow the eyes to remain closed in this way. As you let the eyes close and soften, noticing that wonderful layer of peace that's already arriving. Maybe you let that feeling spread up over the forehead muscles to the top of the head. Maybe you let it flow down through the facial muscles, all the way down through the cheeks, softening the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. Maybe, just maybe, you let it flow all the way down to your fingertips. And all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just letting your whole entire body arrive in this moment. What a glorious moment as you take this time for yourself. So you just begin to find a comfortable space where you can enjoy this relaxation. So it's finding yourself being settled in your chair, couch, whatever cushions you're supported by. As we begin this beautiful hypnotic journey, so just taking a moment to center, letting the eyes close and soften. Noticing that relaxation that's occurred, maybe in the facial muscles, the shoulders, maybe down to the fingertips and the toes. Remember what a glorious moment this is to take this time for yourself, for this reconnection to that child within. This is a beautiful moment of honoring a sacred moment. So as we open up this sacred moment, setting this space for this reconnection, I wonder if you can allow yourself to imagine that a higher power is placing a beautiful golden bubble of light all around you, from head to toe. Allow this beautiful golden bubble of light to surround you in all directions, in front of you, behind you, above you, below you. And as this beautiful light surrounds you now, you notice that this light is a healing light. This light represents protection, safety. It holds you in the energy of unconditional love as you honor yourself for this next little while. And so maybe here you can take a nice deep and cleansing breath, breathing in this light that surrounds you, the light of peace and safety and calmness. And as you breathe out, maybe you imagine breathing out anything in the form of tension or tightness, anything you've been carrying from the day. Just feeling it, releasing as you let it go outside this beautiful bubble of light. So we've just centered ourselves, letting the eyes close, turning inward. As we began this beautiful hypnotic experience. Settling into that wonderful place within you as you imagine this light wrapped around you like a warm cocoon. This light is safe and protected. And this light holds you through this journey. So maybe you can find that place within you where you can let go and surrender a little bit more, finding even more of a deepening of relaxation as you allow yourself to be held by this light, held by this experience. And maybe on your next breath in, I want you to imagine breathing in this peaceful calm as you also breathe in the intention of what you'd like to receive from this journey. What do you need most? Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's reconnection. Maybe it's a re-sparking of joy. Attuning to your own creativity, curiosity. And as you breathe out, you allow yourself to bathe that light all the way through your body, feeling even more comfortable, even more safe, even more relaxed. And know that from this moment on, with each and every breath that you take, you allow yourself to relax even more with each and every breath. That's it. And maybe you imagine now that this light that's surrounding you is going to begin to move through you. So imagine now this healing light shining down from the top of your head all the way to the tips of your toes, healing and soothing every cell in your body. Every organ, every inch of your body being bathed by this light. And allow this healing light to soothe and relax you, becoming aware of your breathing in and your breathing out. Feeling this cleansing breath as it brings oxygen to your body, clarity to your mind, and peace to your soul. And maybe you imagine this light as you breathe again to fill your belly. And as you exhale, notice releasing any tension there. Releasing tension in the belly, releasing tension in the chest. As the light continues to flow down through the back, flows through the spinal column, allowing every muscle of the back to settle. As this light continues to move down over the hips and thighs, the knees, the lower legs, all the way down to the tips of the toes. That's it. You are safe and protected as you relax even more. That's it. Maybe now you allow yourself to imagine that this beautiful rhythm of your own breath begins to pave a path. A beautiful path within you that leads you to a wonderful, safe sanctuary. Beautiful, safe sanctuary. And so as you follow this path, you begin to notice a beautiful door. This door can be however you imagine it to be. This is the door that leads you to your inner sanctuary. To that place where your inner child is. And so, just a moment, I'm going to walk through that door. And as you do, you will notice that there's a staircase This staircase may descend down, maybe it ascends up. Whatever you notice is perfectly right. And in a moment, as you walk through this door, you're going to begin to take the stairs, taking the stairs to that wonderful sanctuary. And you will notice that with each step you take, you begin to relax even more. So, you begin to walk through this beautiful doorway, opening the door, finding the staircase. You may feel or sense or see this staircase however you imagine it is perfectly right. And you notice that there's 10 steps. It takes you 10 steps to walk the stairs. So in a moment, as I count from 1 to 10, with each step you take, with each number you hear, you find yourself relaxing more and more, deeper and deeper with each step and each number. And as I reach the number 10, you find yourself in this beautiful sanctuary. If you're already there, that's okay too. So now, locating these steps, you take the first step at 1, feeling so relaxed and safe and comfortable. 2, more and more relaxed. 3, moving closer. 4, closer and closer now. 5, you're halfway there. 6, 7, feeling so safe and comfortable. 8, deeper relaxed. 9, almost there now. And 10, you are there. Now, find yourself in this beautiful place. Allow this place to be safe and comfortable. Your inner sanctuary. As you arrive here, maybe you engage with your inner senses, noticing the things that are moving about. Maybe there are familiar sounds and smells and colors and textures that welcome you. Perhaps a wonderful feeling as you arrive and are welcomed by this beautiful place. Noticing what you notice. Maybe find a comfortable place to rest as you observe your surroundings, taking in the beauty and the peace that is here for you. You are safe and protected as you settle into this calming sanctuary within. Simply resting peacefully in the stillness. And when you are ready, you imagine that You're gazing off into the distance, and you notice a beautiful child. As this child approaches you, recognizing that it is you, notice what age she or he is, and what name you call him or her. Notice that this child takes you by the hand and allows the creative, positive memories of being a child to come to your awareness. Now, remember, as you're curious with how your inner child presents themselves, notice also how they're feeling. Is there anything they need from you? Maybe you find yourself crouching down to meet them at their eye level, gazing into their eyes. Notice what this part of you needs right now. Maybe they're just happy you're here. Maybe they need to be reminded and reaffirmed that you're here. Maybe you let them know that they're safe now because you're here with them. Maybe you pick up your inner child and hold them, wrapping your arms around them, gazing into their eyes. Maybe you're aware of just how beautiful they are. All of their innocence and light. Maybe you take this moment to remind them. Oh, little inner child, you are so worthy of everything that you desire out of this life. You are so worthy of unconditional love, of reconnecting to joy, silliness, laughter, play. It's okay for you to be messy and silly. It's okay for you to just be a kid. I give you that permission now, little inner child. It's okay to be you. It's okay to be you. And as you feel this permission, I want you to take a breath in. Imagine that you're breathing in the purest light. Breathing in the purest light. As you breathe in this permission to be yourself. Now, become aware of how the inner child feels now that they're with you. Perhaps you both feel safe, and just curiously noticing. If there's more light to connect with, more safety to breathe into. You take as much time as you need, because here, as you're together in your own inner sanctuary, you're safe here. You're safe here. And perhaps now, you imagine that you and your inner child are walking down a beautiful path together. Maybe there's tall grass and wildflowers, and the setting is so serene and just right. Now, your inner child presents you with a beautiful gift and offering. Now that they feel safe with you and seen by you, they're in tune with their inner creativity and their beautiful childlike perspective. Now that you've given them this permission to just be themselves, he or she, your inner child, wants you to know something. They have some message for you to receive. And they do this by giving you a gift. So I want you to take a moment as your inner child offers you a gift. Receive this gift from them. As you receive this gift from them, I want you to notice what it represents. Is there a special memory, this object or gift? Is this a symbol or metaphor for something? What is this reminder that they need you to remember? To carry forward. So that you feel more secure from this moment on within yourself. As you receive this gift, however it comes through, remember this is a creative experience. Notice if there's metaphors or symbolism. Be curious. Now, holding this gift to your heart, you take a breath in and you allow this gift to settle. You share gratitude to your inner child, thanking them for this reconnection. This beautiful connection within the two of you. And now perhaps You imagine that your inner child forms into a beautiful light, a beautiful golden ball of light, and they too settle right at your heart. As if there's a doorway to your heart, and you imagine that they settle there into that sacred place within you. As they settle into your heart, know that they're safe within you from now on. Maybe you take one more breath, settling them in their own space, in their own inner sanctuary. If there was any other feelings that may have come up through this experience, just breathe one more time, settling them in this safe space. Remember that you are free to be joyful, to be playful, to be creative, curious. That you have access to this part of you now. So we're going to begin our journey back as you find your way with your inner child in your heart, back down through that path, back down through the stairs, back through the doorway. As you come back to the path of your breath, connecting back with your breath, you begin to feel yourself returning back into your awareness. As I count from 5 to 1, you will find yourself becoming much more alert, much more awake, feeling so incredible and so wonderful, so joyful, so playful, so creative, and so caring. Gently beginning to come back up slowly at 5. 4, becoming more alert and awake as the sounds in your surroundings welcome you, the sound of my voice greeting you, feeling so wonderful. 3, coming back to your physical body, wiggling the toes, the fingers, feeling your body supported by the cushions that you're lying against. Maybe taking a stretch, elongating the arms and legs. 2, gently allowing the eyes to open, fluttering open, wide awake at the number 1. Wide awake, feeling so alert, feeling so incredible, and feeling so wonderful. Welcome back as you take as much time as you need to reorient back into this space. Some ways to integrate from this experience: you may journal, practice affirmations, you may connect with mindfulness, you may continue to sit with any feelings and hold space for yourself, breathing and breath work, or you may want to deepen the work in a one-on-one hypnotherapy session to further notice anything and resolve anything that may have come up to integrate the healing. So with the affirmations, I am safe to be seen. I am worthy of love then and now, and I welcome my inner child home with grace. Thank you so much for journeying with me. Please reach out if you have any questions, if you need any support in processing anything that may have come up. And to deepen your healing work, I am available in person in New Hampshire by the Seacoast, as well as virtually online through Zoom. My contact information is below. You can reach me at puretranscendencehealing.com, on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can email me with any questions. Thank you so much for taking this time to be here and experiencing your own healing journey. I'm so grateful for your presence and taking this time for yourself. Thank you.